Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Ian Saturday Night. I have one question. Do I look like a kind of bizarre Albert Einstein or Bob's Big Boy with my crazy hair? I can't do a thing with it. And that's the truth. It's just that kind of a thing where there's a lot of static electricity around, and perhaps I think it's because of my thought patterns are a little quirky. It makes my hair go crazy just by my thought patterns. So I think about that too. So you never can tell. And I'm also having trouble with my camera, so I apologize. But, life is such that it's an experiment. You have to just see what happens and go with the flow. I think that's okay. I wrote a 17-page letter to my friend in St. Augustine and fiance, so I'm wondering what she'll feel about that. It's a very emotional letter for me to write. Maybe not always poetic, but it did have some poetic things, and it laid everything on the line, basically. All my feelings, positive and negative the positive and negative charges. So we'll see what happens. It was good to get the letter out. I debated about writing a letter, but I knew that I had to write it. It was an exercise for me, not just an exercise, but a necessary process. So I'm glad I did it. But no matter what happens, I'm glad that I did it. And I got these actual scabs on my hands from doing the pressing my pen down on the paper. You can see I got actual scabs on my hands. So part of my blood and skin cells, a bit of my blood and skin cells is on the paper. So it was a very emotional letter for me to write. But like all writers, I'm torn by love, and that's what happens. I come from a great line of romantics, from Shelley, Byron, Paul Rimbaud, and the surrealists. That's about all I can say. I've been called similar to Paul Eluard, the French poet, but I don't think I'm like him. But if people want to see that in me, that's okay, because everything has a chain of time in it. I've been thinking about quantum physics too. Everything has meaning, and I think that everything means something. Everything in the world is a little bit true. So I've been just keeping going, painting and writing. Not so much painting anymore, but definitely writing. I want to get back into painting. And I came across the realization that my writing has a lot to do with Edgar Allan Poe, because I have the same kind of obsession in my writing as Edgar Allan Poe had. Excuse me, I had a little verklempt moment there. I have the same kind of mania and obsession that Edgar Allan Poe had. the intensity of my phrases remind me of Edgar Allan Poe. So there I go. There I go with Edgar Allan Poe. I'm still thinking about going to school, but I don't know if I have the stamina, but I'm going to try. It's human to recognize that I might not be up to the task, but I know if I put my mettle up to it, I should follow through. It's just human to recognize my tenuous grasp on things sometimes. I'm going to try to continue with my short stories and be as creative as I possibly can. So I've been having a lot of dreams. I had a dream about about President Trump, but I'm not gonna divide people by telling you my dream. It was actually kind of a humorous dream. I met him, and he said I had a good, strong handshake. It wasn't a very political dream, but he proceeded to tell me the best way to grill lobster. So take that for what you will. A Salvador Dali Trump dream. A very pop art way for me to talk about it. I think we live in a pop art world, basically. So okay, everyone, I'll leave you to your musings, and thank you for tuning in. Tomorrow's Father's Day, so be thankful for all the fathers out there. I have a stepfather who's a good guy. I love him a lot, and I hope he has a good day. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Okay, everyone. Bye. Thanks for tuning in.